Good afternoon. I would like to present what are we doing in Greece, and especially in my town, Vasilis, with school orienteering. And my second part of my presentation will be, I write it down in the school Google group.
Yes.
In the Research Youth Development Commission, a guide how to start a teacher, a beginner, to have her first own event, maybe in a schoolyard or in a park or something like that. This is the second part. Let's start. Somehow history about Greece. This goes from 87, Spetses Island, the first orienteering activity ever in Greece. Some maps. I will do it quite fast so to have time to
keep it to 15
speed
minutes.
up.
I have my watch here.
This is the reality for most of the country till 2010. And actually there are not so many good maps like this. So maybe this is one reason that we are not so well developed. Some more activities. We started with VVOP, with P.O. Langston, with some races in Thessaloniki. That was my first experience in Bulgaria. I spent almost 20 minutes for the first control. Never mind. Let's go to the first milestone about the school orienteering in Ceres. I had a cooperation with an environmental center for children, for schools, and I spent 1 hour about presenting orienteering for teachers, and later on we had a small orienteering activity in a village. Somehow it is a simplified map with not all symbols, and that was in January 16. This actually was the first step because many teachers get inspirations of that, and later on they continue to have activities. Something more in Athens, in the capital city. Unfortunately, this activity, Dragon made the map, I think, some part, but there is no continue. They don't continue to have activities. So they made the map, one activity, and that was all. It's a pity. Michalis mapped also a very nice area, quite interesting place with all the houses. Really interesting place to have an activity for the World Orienteering Day. Again, one event and then nothing. So, May 16. A primary school of Skotousa, is a village next to Ceres. 2 teachers participated in my seminar in the previous post. So they started to make the map of the school. I provide them some of the photo. Later they made it with some colors. But still this one, I think it's very good for the schools. Why not? Make it simple. Just draw the map with colors. We have to start from something. And later on we have the real map with the controls. Everything was, let's say, good. Of course not sport item, but just plastic punches. Even that system was quite extraordinary for the pupils. What is this? How does it work? It was really fascinating. So that was the first experience. It was really empowerment for this. And this teacher, actually they follow your steps. They do orienteering with many topics. With geography, they use some materials for recycling, with other topics, etc. The other year, 2017, 16, it was the first World Orienteering Day. It was a target, an aim to reach this day. I promote orienteering also in other schools. This is high school and this is a primary school. I made the presentation, the game, one time, that's all. So we need the motivation, how to engage the physical teachers, the teachers, whatever. We need the motivation, not only to have this, but to continue a better engagement. The first big event, again for 2017, I cooperated with a local, quite famous gym. This area is one of the most famous of the town because it is a valley with some trees, the river. Many people go there for walking, for cycling. It's a meeting point, mostly in the summer. So it is a well-known place and very familiar because also a little bit of forest, but most of the places it's urban. And I organized this event with more than 50 participants. It was a super number, great for our reality. This year, 2018, we had, let's say, a strategy to expand the network, to get involved more schools, and finally on the World Orienteering Day to have a big event, maybe 200 pupils or more. We did the preparation, presentations, mapping, new schools, etc. And finally, when we got to the Orienteering Day, we had a problem because we didn't take the permission to do that event on that time on that school. So we had the plan B. Orienteering also, at the same time, it is getting more popular, and we have an applied science university in Ceres. Some students made a map for their thesis in order to take the diploma. They organized their own event from another city. It was no great expectation to receive participants from other cities to participate in that event. Although it was about 15 participants. But it was something. And this is the plan B after the problem, to get the permission to have one event, big event with many schools. Plan B, to have different events, but at these small events to invite other schools. So we had 1, 2, 3 events, and every single school invited one more to participate in that. And that was, let's say, more effective. It was better because what we want to spread the knowledge, to spread the experience. And it was better because the teachers organized their own events because they don't have experience. So it was a challenge for them, not only to organize, to complete all the things, for setting the controls, everything, the start procedure, everything. And of course, our strategy. We would like to, of course, to expand the network, to map more schools, to have normal orienteering activities, to establish a club. There is, at the moment in Greece, there is nothing, no clubs, no federation, no association, almost nothing, at least to establish a club, and later on to do the others, to cooperate with the university, etc. And the most important, to find the proper people to do the proper things, to motivate, to engage, to convince them that this is worth to spend time on that. Trust this activity, try it, and you will not lose. This is the first. I think I did quite fast.
Yes, not bad.
And let's skip to,
Yes, you have 5 minutes to.
okay, and maybe it's out.
No, it's okay, but it's
Maybe
thinking,
now.
I think. What does it say in Czech?
Searching.
Searching. Searching.
Searching.
Okay.
I will try to help you.
Yeah. Okay. No, it was okay with it's okay with
Need
the cable,
this.
but
I think it's okay. Let's try the full view. Okay. What is this guide, let's say? I would like to show that it is possible to make, even with some small tools, free tools, to make your own simple map. 4 basic steps. The first one, to have the proper base map. There are so many providers, Google, Bing, Yandex, whatever, the mappers know it better. Maybe from your country, there are some providers with orthophoto. So, first of all, we need an orthophoto as a base map. We will find them, and we'll make some, even the one with drawn by hand, the schoolyard, or even the evacuation plan, like I think that we heard it earlier. What do we need? We need an image format, an archive, JPEG or something like that, PNG, whatever. The second step. The second step is that we have to correct this image according to the north direction. I made some measurements on the side. We have to a little bit rotate that. You will read more about it. I think you can do it. Of course, there are free softwares to do that, to rotate, maybe on Word or some online providers, maybe with software. I don't know what is, who is familiar with what, but there are plenty of things to do. So you have to choose whatever you like. So the first step was the orthophoto map. We correct it according to the north. Here we have the third step. The third step is to use the purple pen. Purple pen, I think the most of them, or the most of you know it. It's for course setting. It's free. I think it's quite well developed, and for our purpose, it's quite easy to use. You can see that how you can do a small wizard, give some data about the scale, the papers, etc. I would like to mention also that for schools, of course, we need scales around 1 to 1,000, 1 to 500. So we have a lot of details. Later, one more difficult step, but we have to follow. We have an image file, but we don't have scale. So we have to set the scale. It is a cycle procedure because, for example, we will find a building, and if we measure this even on site or with a digital tool, how much is this distance in reality? For example, 100 meters. We have to choose, when we put it on purple pan, to make this length to be the same. I describe how we can do it thus, and we have to choose to change the DPI of the image. I don't know if someone else used that method, but for me it's good. Because finally, when I draw a line here with purple pen, I have the same length. I think it is 38 meters on purple pen, 38 meters outside. So now we have correcting the map according to the north with correct scale. Two basics and important things. So let's say that this is our map. And in most of the cases, if the map is quite good, it's good enough for your first event. Just your imagination to add some characteristics like the outline of the building, maybe a tap or some trees. We'll see it later in a bigger photo. And of course, later we have to set the course. Start, finish, etc. Keep going. And control descriptions, etc. And let's see this one, but a little bit bigger. I think it's good enough. You can see. We have the scale, control description, the north. I add two trees, the tab, the outer fence, and this is the outcome. I think it's good enough for. It is, of course, it is not a real map, but maybe for countries that they don't know nothing, I think it's good to have something and to start. It is just, I think, the first step for mapping. Later on, maybe this would be a motivation for them to continue to learn about OCAD, OpenMapper, etc. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any questions?
Questions?
I think this guide, it will be published.
Yes, yes. So,
So,
all the documents will
If
be
you
published.
use it, any feedback will be welcome, maybe to improve, or if you have some ideas,
Yes.
welcome.
I have perhaps more of an observation, but I don't know if scale and correct orientation and control descriptions are that important for pupils and beginners to understand orienteering. Actually, in Denmark, we are recommending not to use that at all. So we're not using scale, we're not using north, we're not using control descriptions when we work with schools. So perhaps you can simplify it even more without using the scales and widgets.
Of course, why not? This is just my personal view, let's say. You can do whatever you want. I just try to focus on some important things about orienteering. For example, when we read a map, we search for the north, of course, and for the scale, because if we would like to make some geography, for example, we would like to measure from here to here. Let's try on the map. If I have the scale, for example, it is 1 centimeter. Is it 1 centimeter in reality? That's why you need the scale. To make a lesson, something like that, with the scale. But of course, you can skip it to add another information, for example. Maybe, I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
For me, it's interesting how you went to orienteering. What was your journey? Because I see that in Greece it's really like new thing. So what was your first experience with orienteering and where? But it's just
On 2013, let's say that I participated in an orienteering event. But my engagement with orienteering in general, it was from 2000 for multi-sport activities.
Okay.
When it was famous, maybe in Europe, dedicated earlier, 95, 90s.
Any other questions or suggestions or comments? Okay, so